Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Bourne Property Show. With myself, Lewis, Thorogood, Sales Manager here at the Hill & Clark Bourne office, joined of course by my able assistant Mike Hollanby, Operations Manager. Mike, how are you doing?
Very well, Lewis. Are you well this week?
Very well, thank you. Very, very well.
So let's crack on with this week's Bourne Property Show. So Lewis, another cram-packed bite-size feature the show this week. So tell us what's coming up.
Yeah, we've got our agent's advice. We've been out and about in the town looking at the prices since England last won the World Cup. So 52 years of hurt there. We've got our hot topic where we're discussing the impact of the infrastructure of the town, the new supermarkets that have come into the town and how that impacts on house prices. And indeed, we've also got a special little report linked to the future of the plan, housing plan of the area, including the South Kesteven area.
Fantastic, and we've also just got our very, very popular feature, Why I Love Bourne, just to tag on to the end of that. So welcome to this week's show. So let's get cracked on straight away then, shall we, Lewis, in regard to agent's advice this week.
It's World Cup week and the World Cup started this week in Russia, and the really interesting fact that's come out on the latest article is that 52 years ago England last won the World Cup in 1966, and 52 years of hurt and disappointment, but in the housing market indeed that's where things have been successful. House prices have gone up 100 times higher than when England last won the World Cup back in that famous year of 1966. The average house price then was just over £2,000. 52 years later, of course, house prices are now just over £220,000, but wages are only 33 times higher than they were back then. The average price of a property, though, is 106 times higher. So without any hesitation there, people are having to work a lot harder to be able to get their home than they did back then. Not everyone has seen a kind of muted salary growth, with a top footballer earning over 1,100 times more back in they did in 1966. For the average first-time buyer, for example, people were only having to go 2.5 times their average earnings. Now they're having to do 7.9 times their average earnings to get onto the property ladder. The increases which have taken place over the years have meant that there's been some significant salary growth. We'll use an example of 1994, when house prices were much slower growth, rising from £55,000 to £211,000 today. So in a year where we've got expectation and we're expecting success, the housing market certainly is going in the right direction with house prices going forward.
So great article, Lewis, very, very topical, obviously, just as we kick off into the World Cup, but you've also been out and about again today with your next feature for us.
Yeah, indeed, I've been out in the town. We've been outside the council offices actually, in the centre of town in the Corn Exchange. An interesting article has come out where there is a 2-week consultation period regarding the future plan of the South Kesteven area up to 2036, and I'll bring you a little bit of information on how you can get involved.
Fantastic, let's go to that one now.
A latest article has just come out from South Kesteven District Council, which looks ahead to the local plan and the future of the area. Final round of public consultation opened on Monday to help the future of the area. The vision is to be approved by the South Kesteven District Council Cabinet and indeed the full council accordingly. It takes into account some recent public comments that's happened during extensive consultation last summer, which resulted in more than 800 written responses. The round of consultation, which has now gone live, runs until the 23rd of July, ahead of the plan being submitted to the Secretary of State. Comments can be made on the South Kesteven District Council website, of which we'll put the link below, of which one of the major aspects it's discussed is the housing provision moving forward, which we have visited on recent episodes of the Bourne Property Show. The plan sets out that between now and 2036, a pledge will be made of 625 new homes per year in the area, which will take a total of more than 15,000 up to that period. The standard government proposal is for 785 homes per year in the councils and districts to be produced. So this is a consultation which will go ahead as they look to put the plans forward to get the housing market moving and indeed ensure that the housing provision is there. So again, visit the South Kesteven District Council website below, click on the link, put your thoughts in, and the consultation ends on July the 23rd.
Okay, and now our next feature, of course, our very popular feature here, the Why I Love Bourne. Hi, I'm with Sally, the owner of Cafe Cream, just recently opened here in Crown Walk in Bourne. Hi Sally, hope you're well. So you've just recently opened here.
Yes.
What was the thinking of opening this premises?
Nice location within Bourne. I have family here and I'm passionate about making my homemade cake.
Fantastic, great selection of homemade cakes here. And how have you found the people of Bourne so far since you've been open?
Lovely. They're very nice people.
Brilliant. Get yourself down to Cafe Cream here on Crown Walk. Come and sample all these fantastic cakes. Come and meet Sally and the team, and I'm sure they'll welcome you.
Okay, Lewis, a few weeks ago we had a question posted through our Facebook live feature, and then where we were talking about, obviously with the arrival of Marks and Spencer's, is that going to affect the house prices in and around the vicinity of supermarkets? We've got a great feature which you found some really interesting information for us. So I'm going to hit you with 3 killer questions here on what we have found with the research in regard to how supermarkets and general stores and even budget stores have affected their housing prices. So, first of all, hit me with your top 3 facts in regards to supermarkets and the housing market.
Yeah, the biggest thing, and probably the biggest thing we've seen in the growth of Bourne since the introduction of Elsie Park and the new build developments, obviously, is the increases of the supermarkets here in the town. And a really interesting article and statistics come out that living near a supermarket, on average, increases your home by £21,500.
Fantastic. So, interesting fact number 2.
Yeah, 2 of the leading kind of high-end supermarkets, maybe you can class them as Waitrose.
Yep.
So if you live near a Waitrose, it has affected your house price by an increase of over £43,000. And indeed, of course, the introduction of Marks and Spencer's here in the town, that was the second biggest rise by increasing average house prices around that type of supermarket by over £40,000.
Fantastic. And then obviously point number 3 of interest for us.
Yeah, obviously the new kind of it's classified as budget supermarkets these days. Lidl came into the south side of the town off South Road a few years ago, and nobody was really sure what sort of impact that would kind of have, especially with having the Tesco's and Sainsbury's in the town as well. But the real interesting statistic there is that being near what is classified as a budget supermarket, your homes in those areas have had the biggest house price increase in the last 4 years.
Fantastic. Lewis, obviously one of the big questions is why is this happening?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is convenience, and obviously with the kind of supermarkets coming in on more of a local level, you get your little kind of express supermarkets. We have one on North Road in Bourne. Obviously we've got Marks and Spencer's in the centre of the town. We've also got a convenience co-op store just around the side of Elsie Park as well, to meet the demand of the areas and the amount of housing. So the biggest thing there, which does increase the prices, is that convenience element. Being able to walk to your local supermarket without having to get in the car and maybe drive to out of town or a different location is one of the real big features to driving the prices. The other element as well is desirability of the area. And you know, with the introduction of Marks and Spencer's in the town, obviously we have Sainsbury's on the west side of the town as well. That really does drive prices, and you know, people will take note to the kind of conveniences and facilities that are around their area. So having Marks and Spencer's in the middle of the town has obviously boosted the economy, and indeed that does help with house prices. But the type of supermarket that's there really does help with the desirability of area as well.
Fantastic, really interesting feature. Again, if you've got any comments in particular on that particular feature, have you seen that the average house price in your area has been affected by the increase of the amount of supermarkets that have arrived in Bourne, certainly over the last 5-10 years or so, really?
Yeah, certainly. We've got 6 supermarkets now in the town.
Which is fantastic. So, we'd like to see your comments, so pop that in the bottom box and send them over to us. So, another great show. Thank you very much indeed, Lewis. Some great content in there as always. You'll notice that this week we've gone into a much more condensed, biteable show. We're always listening to feedback and comments that you guys are very kind enough to share with us. What we want to make sure that is this show is very punchy and delivers all the topics that you need to make sure that we get your engagement. So thanks very much indeed for watching.
Thank you, and we look forward to bringing you next week's broadcast.
As always though, just finally get involved. We want you to like and to share this post, and also if you've got any comments that you want to share to Lewis and the team over at the office, fill in on the comments box and send that over. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button so you'll be sent out all future programmes. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.